Hey guys, Cream Crazy here. Welcome to this special little video because, well, I wouldn't be doing this video for any other reason. Yesterday I stated that I'm 1 subscriber away from 200. Guess what? It's happened! I have reached the second milestone. I mean, it's taken just under a year to go from 100 to 200, which to many is very slow progress. But it's happened anyway. I'm so pleased to reach the second milestone in my YouTube career. This should be fantastic, and it's been a long time coming, in my honest opinion. Well, I believe I've done enough to get more, but in all fairness, I'm happy to reach here anyway. I'm not going to be really sulking. Thank you so much, guys, for making this possible, for recommending me to people, for just watching my videos, for everything else. Thank you so much for making this a reality. Now, I want to give a special thanks to that 200th subscriber, even though it said on my emails that he ended up pressing the subscribe button and subscribing to me 3 times. I have no idea if that's a glitch or not. But the fact is, he's done it nonetheless. Jason MUFC WWE, thank you so much for making this miniature dream and making my weekend a better place for it. And I would link this guy in the description box down there, but unbelievably, well, I would say this: he hasn't got any vids, so there isn't really any incentive to actually put the link in the description. But thank you very much anyway. And because this is my 200th subscriber thing, it's obviously going to be another 200 subscriber shout out spectacular. Another shout out spectacular, because I don't do too many of these. It was November the 12th, my birthday last year. I ended up getting 100. It's now October the 13th, so it is literally a month away from that time. So it's pretty shocking. Anyway, let's go on with shouting out some great people who, to be honest, make the wrestling YouTubing all it's worth. Now, there are a load of people on Facebook I talk to, and there are a load of people on my Skype chats that I talk to, and honestly, I only really am putting people in here who I watch videos of on a semi, if not more regular basis than anyone can put forward. So if I don't mention you in this, then please don't take it against me, because you know I respect your opinions. It doesn't really matter if I include you here or not. It's just that these people, they're damn good YouTubers, and you've got to look out at them and watch them if you haven't. That's all I will say. The likelihood is you would have watched these guys already. I'm just saying, it's just good to put them out there as people I enjoy watching. First off, a YouTuber who I have been a fan of since the first day I saw one of his vids. He has done a hell of a lot, and I'm happy to say I'm going to congratulate him again, because he recently, in a British indie show, has been doing commentary work for them, and I got to congratulate him on that. I wish I could be in that position, but it seems that at least somebody on this YouTube world has managed to get into the business one way or another at any level. It's fantastic. The guy is Mark Pearson, and I often mention his name in Skype chats and things whenever I'm discussing good YouTubers, and not a lot of people point him out, and I'm actually amazed, because the guy has a lot of subscribers. He's obviously had a few spats with people, he's gone through various different channels, but the video content from him has always been superb. When it comes to his reviews of Raw and SmackDown, when he used to do them, his reviews of pay-per-views he still manages to keep up with, but he's mostly, for me, known for 2 things. He points out the British indie scene up in the north of England. He does it really well. He goes to many shows, and like I said, he's now doing a commentary position in one of them. So that's brilliant for itself. The fact is, it's also the 10 years ago series, where he reviews pay-per-views from 10 years ago. And he's got a really good critical edge. He knows how to detail matches. He knows, through his own personal experience backyarding and knowing the industry, how matches should be, what markings you should give them. Okay, sure, the gradings I've had and the gradings he's had have been different, but at the same time, I respect his opinion on these subjects in wrestling full-heartedly. And if you haven't checked his videos out, please check them out. It is worth it. His link will be in the description. The Mark Pearson, and the Pearson has a 0, not an O in it, because of another a channel issue. But nonetheless, check him out. He wasn't on YouTube last time I had one of these, so it's good to get his name out there for those of you who haven't seen him. That's just my opinion, just putting it out there. So yeah, go subscribe to Mark Pearson. It is definitely worth your time, and I'm honestly telling you, if you don't check him out, you're missing out on something. Next, obviously, if you're a subscriber to me, if you're a subscriber to a shitload of people on YouTube, then you will know who these guys are. The British Fist. Two fantastic YouTubers. I said last time in the Shoutout Spectacular, two of the greatest reviewers I know because of the sheer amount of work they put in. I have to admit, I watch their videos most times I get the chance. It's mostly their Q&As I pick out, or their Raw reviews, because I don't watch SmackDown a lot. I get the vibe from them mostly, how SmackDown has gone. You see, they put so much effort, and the good thing is when you have two people doing a video, you can banter opinions between each other, and it's very, very good. And I have to admit, these guys just keep getting better, and I have to keep saying it because they are getting a huge fan base. They're doing a lot of things right. They're putting out multiple videos a week from different subjects, different things, and their personal channels too, doing some great things too. And I have to admit, every time I see their vids, I keep thinking, fuck, why can't I be as good as that? I mean, seriously, if I had the amount of praise and support these guys got, I'd be somewhere. And that's the fact. They're doing the job perfectly well. They're doing it fantastically. And they put up some great conversations on Skype. I know a lot of people out there have talked to them on Skype, and they know just how knowledgeable they are. And I'll tell you now, if you aren't probably going to get a better Skype discussion with any two wrestling fans than you would do with those two. So subscribe to the British Fist channel, WWE Daniel01, if you haven't. Surprisingly, if you haven't, that would be shocking. It really will be shocking if you haven't done that. So yeah, do it now, and then you'll find the links to their personal channels within that. The next pair I have here are the only ones in my shout-out that aren't on YouTube, simply because, well, they have a deal with Crave Online, with WrestleZone.com. They are Chairshot Reality. I have loved these guys from the moment I spotted them out on WrestleZone.com. It's one of the only real reasons I still go back to the damn thing. Because, what do I need to say? They put on a bloody good wrestling banter talk show. They put on fantastic stuff. And it's mostly because the production is incredibly sleek. They have a lot of fan base on the website, and I'm amazed a lot of people haven't checked them out either because, well, I'm sure WrestleZone.com is not the most well-known website in the world when it comes to news and everything like that, but these guys have such good chemistry. Justin the Bar, Josh Eisenberg have great chemistry with each other. Both are big wrestling fans. Justin the Bar in particular, he has a radio show on Trib Live Radio on Tuesdays where he does talk with wrestlers and wrestling personalities on a regular basis. And in all fairness, the guy is insider in the industry. He knows shit that we don't. And it's incredible because the stuff he has insight on is fantastic. It's incredible. And I love just watching both these guys go at each other. And not to mention that, they have loads of different little aspects of their show which make it great. They've got the fired up segments, outside the ropes, detailing wrestling news at the start of every show. They then go on to a topical issue, talk about it. There's my favourite segment, Please Vince, because honestly, hearing Josh Eisenberg have a go at Mr. McMahon is fantastic viewing. Also, the fact is, they have Mark Madden doing a small audio rant from the thoughts of the super genius, as he calls himself. It's because Mark Madden is such a polarizing figure, you really want to tune in. You would really want to tune in, guys. I'm just saying. This show is, to me, what I would want a pre-show of a WWE event, a pay-per-view event to look like, where you've got two fantastically good wrestling guys who know wrestling well to talk about things in depth. They will do that. And I would love it if they actually had, and they have actually talked with Jerry Lawler, with loads of other people, including Lex Luger especially, in calling segments on the show as well in the past. These guys have done bloody well for themselves. And if they get more viewers, more stuff will happen, and it could become a major thing. Because, hell, Justin the Bar knows Kevin Nash in a very good basis as well. So these guys know a lot, and they're doing a lot. So The first part of this week's Shoutout Reality, which is in 4 parts from Friday to Sunday every single week, you check it out in the description box. Get back to me, because these guys are fantastic. I've been watching them for the best part of 3 or 4 years. They keep up the good stuff. They do not let go on anything. They are fantastic people. Go subscribe to them. The next YouTuber here, I had to say YouTuber because that one there for WrestleZone was not YouTube linked. Although they do have a YouTube channel, of course, they don't use it a lot. Anyway, back to this one. This YouTuber, the only female on my list, a woman who is incredibly smart about the wrestling in general, and a person who has very good opinions, and not to mention a very nice person to talk to as well. The Nature Girl 30, a fantastic YouTuber who, I mean, I have honest opinions. I only recently checked out her vids about a couple months back. I've been keeping an eye thinking, okay, decent. The fact is, she is such a passionate fan, and she puts so much opinion into it. I listen to not many YouTubers' opinions. I mean, the ones I've mentioned so far, I often listen. And Nature Girl 30 has such a down-to-earth personality. She is very kind and very nice to talk to. And when it comes to wrestling, when you know a person who's kind, down-to-earth, and knows her stuff, it makes it much nicer that in this cynical and very critical wrestling world we live in, it's good to see someone who is on that relatable basis and knows when putting out opinions and is not afraid to tell you what she thinks. And it's fantastic to see a female YouTuber doing something for herself. I know there's others out there, but to be honest, to see at least one gets my attention, that's fantastic. Nature Girl 30 has put a lot of support into. In fact, she egged me on yesterday saying, you can do it, you can reach 200 subscribers. She's put a lot of backing into some of my videos. She's shown me praise, and I've shown her praise when needed, and we've supported each other for the last month or a couple months or so. It's fantastic. She has done very good videos, very in-depth reasoning behind her opinions. It's fantastic. Nature Girl 30, down there in the description box. You click that link and you subscribe to a very good YouTuber. The next is probably the one person in here who I can safely say has the most blunt opinions known to man. Because honestly, he has his own theme song. He has his own entrance graphics. He knows his way around technology. He has done things with his opinion in here that I am amazed he can get away with it. He is what I would call a legitimate ranter, because he shouts and berates WWE and various other wrestling companies in a way which I honestly would wish I could do. I wish I could be that angry when doing my rants, but I try and keep myself mediated. He, of course, is Martin James Keenan, the MJK Show. Now, I came across one of his videos about 4 or 5 months ago. Ish. I can't remember the exact timing. My mind's a little bit fried. But the fact is, I was just more noted about his charisma. He just puts in so much blunt aggression through that charisma. And he knows, obviously, a lot about wrestling. He's been a wrestling fan for quite some time. He has managed to just completely fixate on the subject matter, and he will rip it to shreds. Okay, like me, he swears a bit too much for his own liking. But then again, in the heat of the moment, we can't help that, can we? It's more the fact that whenever I watch his videos, I get pumped up, which is surprising, because honestly, a lot of YouTubers out there I love and I respect and I love their opinions, but when it comes to a guy who wants to literally get you incensed about something, he will shout the opinion at you, he will put the opinion out you, right into your face, and you will then be faced with a decision. Do you agree with that point? Post it in the comment section. Disagree with it? Post it in the comment section. Or do you just sometimes do what I do, sit on the fence and just go, and trying to deduce that opinion down and break it into pieces. His opinions are maybe blunt and not as very in-depth as many others, but when it makes you think, he puts a start point at you, and you've got to then really decipher it and understand your standing. And that's something a lot of YouTubers don't really do. They often offer 2 sides of the argument, much like I do. But the fact is, when you have a guy like him who does throw it at you one direction, you've got to bloody well break it up into pieces and actually analyse what he's saying to try and make a point out of it. It makes you think, and to find a YouTuber who can do that is impressive. Just saying, it really is. And yeah, MJK Show, down there in the comment section, description box. I keep getting them fucking mixed up nowadays. It's there. Anyway, MJK Show, down there in the description box. Good YouTuber, and another Brit actually. In fact, Nature Girl 30 is one of only 2 people who are not from this, and Chairshot, who are not from this country, so good to know. It's good to know that this is full of Brits and a couple of Americans for good measure, you know? Next up, a YouTuber who, in all fairness, I see more of on Facebook than I do on YouTube nowadays, which is stated enough because he has blunt opinions on a hell of a lot of things. The Black Rose 1991, better known on Facebook to me as James Lee Morehouse. James Lee Morehouse. Yeah. It's 3 in the morning, I've only been up for 2 hours, cut me some slack. Anyway, Black Rose 1991, I find is a very, very passionate person, a very opinionated person who puts over his arguments better than quite a lot of people I see out there. And he puts a lot of thought into what he's saying, which is fantastic. When it comes to his YouTube videos, again, they're short, but they pack a fucking punch. And that's something I need to work on. Because you see my videos at the moment, this is about 15 minutes and 30 seconds talking about other YouTubers. The fact is, if I could shorten down my videos and punch opinions home, I would do that. The fact is, I don't. I love also the fact that it is in his room, I think. And every time a prediction video is up, he's got the whiteboard full of stuff. So he can mark off and circle who he wants to predict, much like an actual sports show would have, a big screen and they could drag and drop things and show them. It's a minor production value, but it adds some authenticity to what he's doing. And I find that with a good opinion, blunt stating of that opinion, and just a decent thing like that incorporated into one, very good values combined together to show why he's got a lot of support from the YouTube world out there. Plus, on Facebook, you could talk with him about just about anything, and it'll work up in good conversation. Especially when he puts his blunt opinion about wrestling in a Facebook post. You will then see people queuing up that comments box full of shit to try and get involved in the argument. This guy is a good instigator of discussion in wrestling in this world of the internet wrestling community. You want to talk wrestling and talk with a lot of people in one place, go to this guy's Facebook page. Check out this guy's videos now, because if you haven't, you're missing out on something good. Subscribe to the Black Rose 1991 down there in the description box. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, my God, finally, we get to this guy. And I have to say, he doesn't post up YouTube videos a hell of a lot nowadays. And I have to admit, he does need improvement, and this is constructive criticism here. He needs to improve on his delivery, but at the same time, once I stop looking at his videos at that value, I notice, and I've always known, this guy is one of the nicest people I have met on YouTube and in turn on Facebook. You know who you are if I'm describing you enough. It is rioght 2. Because, Ray, you've given so much support to my videos. You watch every single one, you comment on most of them as well. And we talk about it for a hell of a long time. We talk about wrestling for so long in our Facebook conversations, our Skype conversations, YouTube comments. We talk and talk and talk because even though you're quite young, you bloody well know your stuff. And you watch a lot of wrestling YouTubers to gain other insights. You obviously have a good passion for this, and I find that incredible. I find that fantastic. I find it brilliant that a guy such as young as you has embraced the medium in this YouTube world we're in, and you've managed to embrace the internet and get more of an insight, and I love that. And I love the fact that you can just, even when things go slightly bad in WWE or other things, you still remain positive, like me. And that's fantastic to see, because again, a lot of people just do be so cynical. It's good to see someone who goes against the grain, you know. It's fantastic. And I also say, your videos, again, this is constructive criticism, your delivery and your general, okay, sure, it has a slightly underground, amateurish feel to it. It kind of goes with your age as well. But I'm just saying, this is constructive criticism. If you're able to make your delivery more constant, keep the camera in one place, make your videos kind of like mine here, where I'm sitting down, I've got my stuff ready, I'm ready to go. I'm willing to, you know, I'm not saying you put effort in, you put a shitload of effort into your vids when you do them, you're willing to put stuff out there. And I have to say, it's only constructive criticism, don't take it the wrong way. You, fantastic person, make sure that your videos are good enough, are better enough to reflect that. This is not a bad thing in sight of you. You're a fantastic person and one of the best people I've talked to since coming onto YouTube. So please, subscribe to the guy down there, everybody. rioght 2 in the description box, because you're not only going to be gaining a YouTuber who is passionate, a person who loves wrestling to the end of his bone, but also the fact is he's a very nice person to talk to and will throw every sort of wrestling question and opinion at you, and he will be happy to talk with it until the day ends. The guy is a fantastic person, very supportive of people he likes on YouTube. Keep up the good work, man, supporting me and other people and doing the videos when you do them. You're doing a good service. Just keep improving and you'll make it to big positions. You'll be somewhere soon, Ray. You're doing well. And guys, that's the end of it. That's the end of my 200th subscriber shout-out spectacular. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I apologise if I've left anyone out. I mean, I was going to include some others, but I didn't want the video to go on too long, because, of course, people don't want to... Oh, actually, there is one other person I want to give a special little shout-out to. Largest85. Just simply because, well, if there's anyone who comments on my videos with blunt opinion and tries to get a discussion going, even if it is sometimes in complete contrast with my opinion and is very cynical and very critical, that's just how it is. But Largest85, my YouTube experience would be a lot different without you. So Largest85 also down there in that description box. I keep forgetting if he just posts comments and not videos. I have to remember that, because I haven't clicked on your actual channel in quite some time. So that's my fault, not yours. Anyway, that's it. All the guys I wanted to shout out to are done. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I have to go out and get some lunch because I woke up at 1 watching the F1 coverage, and I'm feeling it a bit. I need to get some stuff in my belly. I'm going to be cooking some food tonight, so hopefully it all should work out. Anyway, guys, I've been Cream Crazy. You've been people watching. This has been my 200 subscriber shout out spectacular, and hopefully it won't take nearly a year for this to happen again, but let's just hope. Let's just pray I get to 300 a lot quicker than I do get to 200, okay? That's one thing I'm praying for, because if I can reach 300 in less than a year, I'll be the happiest person on earth. It's up to other people and myself and the marketing side of things. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. All should go well. Cheers.